What bizarre laws did medieval monarchs enact? Imagine living in a time when kings and queens could make laws that seem downright strange today. Medieval monarchs had a way of creating rules that reflected their power, beliefs, and social order. Some laws aimed to control behavior, others to reinforce hierarchy, and a few just seem bizarre to us now. For example, the so-called right of the first night was a law supposedly giving feudal lords the right to spend the first night with a serf's bride. While historians debate if this law was real, it symbolizes how much power lords held over their peasants. Peasants also needed their lord's permission to marry, and if they married without it, they could face fines or forced labor. Sometimes, if a peasant woman's husband died, the lord could force her to remarry quickly, even choosing her new husband. This kept the lord's control over the labor force. Another strange law involved whales washing ashore. Monarchs claimed ownership of these royal fish, with the whale's head belonging to the king and the tail to the queen. This law showed how monarchs asserted control over valuable resources. Curfew laws were common too, requiring people to be indoors by a certain hour to keep order and security. These laws were strictly enforced in towns and cities. Some laws reflected religious beliefs, like banning the eating of mince pies on Christmas Day because they were seen as pagan. Laws also protected animals. For example, some laws forbade throwing cats out of windows, based on superstitions about evil spirits. Entire villages could be punished if they failed to care for a lord's animals, like washing sheep. Social restrictions were also part of the legal system. Executioners who carried out punishments were often considered ritually unclean and had to live outside town walls. They were barred from touching food in markets. Debt was taken seriously too. Debtors who couldn't pay might be publicly humiliated, such as sitting naked in the town square crying out their shame. These laws show how medieval monarchs used legal rules not just to govern but to reinforce social class, religion, and control. Many of these laws seem strange today because they were based on superstitions, strict class rules, and the absolute authority of the monarch.